For this last interactive notebook page, you're going to be working on scientific notation, and this goes with lessons 2.8 and 2.9. So again, you have your main components here, your blue paper and your white paper. Make sure you have scissors and a glue stick and cut around just the solid black lines. Here's what those parts look like when you cut around just the solid black lines. So you should have a total of 5 pieces. You have your title, and then you have 4 larger boxes, and we'll talk about where to put those in just a second. So make sure you get those cut out like so. Don't cut the dotted lines, just cut the solid bold black lines, and we'll get to assembling. So first glue down the title and then that top box. Let's just get those on your paper now first. Don't worry about filling in any blanks or anything yet, but get those 2 pieces. They get glued down all the way. So edge to edge, those 2 boxes, those 2 pieces are going to be completely glued down to your paper. Don't glue the other parts yet though until you hear the directions for that, please. All right, on this next part, what I want you to do is before you get your glue stick, I want you to lay out your pieces so that they look like this. Okay, the next box underneath the main heading box says standard notation to scientific notation. And then the third box says scientific notation to standard notation. So make sure you have those in the correct order. And then at the bottom, you've got the other box that you'll notice I've cut on those solid black lines. So right here, you might notice that I have cut these right along there and right along there. Okay, and I did that because those flaps need to move back and forth. We're going to put some examples underneath of them. Okay. The other thing, before you glue down these 2 boxes here, these 2 middle boxes, I want you to notice that there is a dotted line here that you're going to be folding on. So the glue only is going to go underneath this small section here on each of those, and you're going to leave this piece right here so that it can move. Do not glue down. So this piece right here, that section, and this section here, you are not going to glue those down. You're simply going to glue down just the left side underneath where that dotted line is and the title is, and the rest of that you're going to leave open. Okay, so again, you want to be able to move those flaps like this so that you can fold them to the left, and so the title part is glued. The rest of the flap should be able to fold back. And here we have it with the second of those boxes where you've only glued down the tab behind the title so that that other piece is movable. And then the last piece, you're going to glue just the 2 middle sections that say convert to scientific notation and convert to standard notation. And you'll notice that these flaps here have been cut, okay, because we want these pieces to be able to move freely. Okay, we want to be able to fold those back and forth. We are going to put some examples underneath each of them. Okay, so you want to be able to move them, but the center section here, this is where the glue goes. So we're going to glue just that middle section there. All right, so let's go ahead and fill out the information on the sheet, and then you'll be ready to discuss it with me and to do some more examples together shortly. So we're going to fill out some information on the top 3 boxes there, and we'll start in the top box. So we have scientific notation is used to write really large or really small numbers. It is done by using powers of 10. Okay, so what we mean by power of 10 is an exponent on the number 10. So that gives us numbers like 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, and so forth. In the next box, we're going to talk about standard notation and turning that into scientific notation. Okay, and the way we do that is we place the decimal point so there is one non-zero digit to the left of the decimal point. Okay, so one non-zero digit means one digit numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Those are your non-zero one-digit numbers to the left of the decimal point. Step 2 is to count the number of decimal places the decimal has moved from the original number. So how far did it move when you placed it so that there was one non-zero digit to the left of that decimal point? This will be the exponent of the 10. Okay, that's going to be our exponent. A very large number will result in a positive exponent, and a really small number will result in a negative exponent. And again, don't fret if this doesn't make sense to you yet, because we have a lot of learning left to do. We're just getting ourselves set up, okay? So in the very last box, we're going to learn about scientific notation and changing that back to standard notation. Standard notation is just a fancy way of saying how we write numbers every day, okay? And the way that we do that is we move the decimal point to the right for positive exponents of 10, and the exponent tells us how many places to move. Okay. Step 2 says move the decimal point to the left. Okay, so we're going to go to the left here for negative exponents of 10. So right for positive and left for negative. And again, the exponent tells you how many places to move. And then the last step is to write the resulting number. Okay, so this resulting number will be without the power of 10, because moving the decimal point is what takes place of that power of 10, that multiplication times the power of 10. All right, so your page should be set up now. And we will be going over some examples, and we'll be lifting up those flaps and putting some extra work and examples and notes underneath those. So this is your finished product before we complete the notes.